The screech of tires on rain-slicked asphalt pierced the night like a scream I couldn't release. My foot slammed the brake pedal, nothing. The car hurtled forward, a metal beast unbound. Headlights slicing through the storm toward the guardrail's jagged edge. Heart pounding in my throat, I yanked the wheel, muscles burning, but the world tilted, spun. Impact. Glass shattered in a symphony of chaos, shards biting into my skin like accusations. The airbag exploded against my chest, stealing my breath, and then silence, except for the hiss of steam from the crumpled hood and the distant wail of sirens. As blood trickled warm down my temple, one thought clawed through the haze. This wasn't an accident. Someone had wanted me dead. I woke in the hospital to the sterile beep of monitors and the acrid scent of antiseptic clinging to everything. My body was a map of bruises, purple blooms across my ribs, a gash stitched tight on my forehead. The doctor droned about lucky to be alive, but his words blurred as Detective Harlan slid into the room, his trench coat dripping puddles on the linoleum. "Miss Elena Ramirez," he said, voice gravelly from too many cigarettes. "Your brakes were tampered with." Lines cut clean through. This was attempted murder. Murder. The word hung heavy, tasting metallic like the blood I'd swallowed. My mind reeled back to the drive home from work. The ordinary Friday night turned nightmare. Ooh, why? But deep down a whisper stirred, resentment I'd buried like a bad dream. My sister Sophia. Perfect Sophia, with her flawless life, her doting husband, her envy-sharp eyes whenever she looked at mine. We'd grown up in the shadow of our parents' favoritism. Me, the reliable one who clawed her way to a stable job as a paralegal. Her, the wild child who married into money but always craved more. Lately, arguments had escalated. Over our inheritance, the old family house I'd been fixing up. "It's not fair," she'd spat last week, her manicured nails digging into the kitchen table. "You always get everything." Denial hit first, a warm blanket against the chill. No, not Sophia. We were blood. But as Harlan laid out the facts, footprints in the garage mud matching women's size 7, the same as hers, a neighbor's blurry cam footage of a hooded figure, I felt the fabric tear. Heartbreak surged, raw and unrelenting, twisting my guts. How could she? Our childhood flashed. Shared secrets under blankets, her defending me from bullies. But resentment had festered, hadn't it? Her husband's gambling debts, whispers of financial ruin. She'd asked for a loan. I'd refused, citing my own bills. Was that the spark? I lay there, staring at the ceiling's fluorescent glow, fantasies blooming like dark flowers. I imagined confronting her, watching her face crumple as I revealed the evidence. Or worse, retaliation. Slipping something into her wine, watching her choke on her own betrayal. Guilt nipped at the edges. Was I becoming her? No, this was justice. Obsession took root, a cold vine wrapping my thoughts. Every beep of the monitor fueled it, every twinge of pain a reminder. Discharged 2 days later, I hobbled into my apartment, the air thick with dust and unanswered questions. My phone buzzed. Sophia. Elena. Oh God, I heard about the accident. Are you okay? Her voice, honey-sweet with concern, but I caught the tremor, the slight hitch. Manipulation. Or genuine worry. I'm fine, I muttered, fingers white-knuckling the receiver. Just shaken. We talked banalities, weather, work, but tension crackled like static. Come over soon, she urged. We need to catch up. Invitation or trap? Doubt nod. Maybe it wasn't her. Maybe a client I'd pissed off at the firm. But the police call came that evening, shattering illusions. Harlan's voice was terse. We pulled prints from your garage. Partial match to your sister. And her alibi crumbled. Husband says she was out that night. Truth slammed home, fury erupting like lava. I paced the dim living room, shadows stretching long across the worn carpet, the scent of takeout gone cold mingling with my sweat. Heartbreak morphed to rage. How dare she? Our parents' death last year had left us fractured. She'd accused me of hogging the estate. But this attempted sororicide. Inner turmoil raged as I sank onto the couch, knees drawn up. Part of me yearned to forgive, to cling to the sister who'd braided my hair as a kid. But resentment won, cold and calculating. I needed proof, closure. Revenge whispered seductively. Make her pay. Not kill, I'm not a monster. But ruin her, expose her secrets. Her husband's affairs. I'd overheard hints. Or her embezzlement from his business. Rumors I'd dismissed. Moral conflict twisted. Was vengeance justice or dissent? Fear prickled. What if she tried again? The next morning, I drove a rental to her sprawling suburban home. The engines hum a stark contrast to my car's silence. Leaves crunched underfoot as I approached. Autumn wind carrying the faint rot of fallen apples. She opened the door in yoga pants, makeup flawless, but her eyes darted. Elena, you look awful. Hugged tight, but I felt the stiffness. Come in, coffee. Inside, the house gleamed, marble counters, fresh flowers masking something sour. We sat in the sunlit kitchen, steam rising from mugs like unspoken accusations. What happened? She probed, voice laced with faux sympathy. Brakes failed. That's terrifying. Yeah, I replied, watching her over the rim. Police think sabotage. Her spoon clinked too loud against porcelain, a micro flinch. Sabotage. Who would? Trailing off, her gaze flicked to the window. Suppressed rage simmered in me. I wanted to scream, shatter the facade. Instead I played along. No idea. But they're investigating. Tension built, slow as a tightening noose. She changed topics, her garden, his promotion, but her laugh rang hollow. As I left, hugging goodbye, I slipped a tiny recorder into her coat pocket, bought online for security. Planning phase ignited. Monitor her, gather dirt. Obsession deepened that night, alone with wine and wounds. Fantasies shifted. Not violence but exposure. Ruin her socially, financially. Guilt flickered, our bond frayed but real. But resolve hardened, cold as the blade that cut my brakes. Days blurred into surveillance. I tailed her to lunches, noting her furtive meetings with a shady accountant. Photos snapped from afar. Her handing envelopes, glances over shoulders. Inner doubt whispered, am I paranoid? But evidence mounted. Texts intercepted via hacked app, guilt there too. She was deep in fraud, siphoning funds to cover debts. Heartbreak peaked. My sister a criminal. Resentment boiled to obsession. I'd make her confess, then destroy. The turning point came at our weekly family dinner. Her idea to reconnect. Candlelight flickered on crystal, the roast's savory aroma clashing with my nausea. Her husband, Marco, oblivious, joked about work. Sophia poured wine, her smile brittle. To sisters, she toasted, clinking glasses. I sipped, watching. Midway, I dropped the bomb casually. Police called. Prints matched someone close. Her fork froze mid-air, color draining. What? That's insane. Voice steady, but eyes betrayed panic. Tension coiled, slow burn igniting. As dessert arrived, sticky toffee pudding, her favorite, I leaned in. Sophia, if you know anything. She laughed it off, but her hand trembled. After, in the hall alone. Elena, you're scaring me. Manipulation pure, but I saw through. Good, I whispered inwardly. Revenge's seed sprouted. Tonight I'd plant the trap. Back home, the recorder's yield was gold. Sophia's frantic call to Marco. They know. The prince, how sloppy was I? His hissed reply. You idiot, why'd you do it? For the house. Insurance. Truth revealed. Not just envy but desperation. She'd planned to inherit everything post-accident. Pay off debts. Betrayal's knife twisted deeper. Heartbreak surged anew, mingled with fury. But now, cold resolve dominated. No more doubt. I'd orchestrate her fall, poetic and precise. Planning consumed me. Nights lit by laptop glow. The hum of the fridge a constant companion. Moral conflict raged. Expose her publicly, Or privately force confession? Fear lurked. What if she lashed out? But obsession pushed. Justice demanded symmetry. I'd tamper with her life as she had mine. Not breaks, but breaks on her facade. Dig deeper. Her embezzlement trail led to forged documents, vulnerable to a tip-off. Subtle hints began. Anonymous emails to her. I know what you did that rainy night. Her replies traced back frantic deletions. I watched from afar as paranoia set in. Curtains drawn, arguments with Marco echoing through cracked windows. Guilt nipped. Was I enjoying this? Her suffering mirrored mine, but layered. Hers self-inflicted, mine undeserved. Inner thoughts churned. Denial faded, replaced by fantasies of her crumbling empire. Confrontation brewed at the family house, our inheritance battleground. I invited her under pretense of dividing assets. Rain lashed the windows again, mirroring that fateful night, thunder rumbling like suppressed rage. The old Victorian creaked, dust motes dancing in lamplight, the scent of mildew and memories thick. She arrived disheveled, coat sodden, eyes shadowed. What's this about? Voice sharp, defensive. We sat in the dim parlor, faded wallpaper peeling like our bond. Sophia, I began, voice steady despite the storm inside. The police have more. Your prints, the cam footage. Her face paled, hands twisting in her lap. I don't know what, but I played the recording, her voice tinny from my phone. They know. The prints. Silence stretched, taut as a wire. Then heartbreak, tears streamed down her cheeks. Elena, please. It was a mistake. Marco's gambling. I thought if you were gone I'd get the house, sell it. I didn't mean for you to die, just scare you. Confession spilled raw and ugly. Resentment flared in me, scare? She'd nearly killed me. But her motivations layered. Not pure evil, but desperation, twisted love for her life. I was jealous, she sobbed. You always succeeded without trying. I hated it. Tension peaked, slow burn exploding. I stood, pacing the creaky floorboards, rain drumming relentlessly. You betrayed me. Blood. My voice cracked, anger and humiliation boiling. She reached out, I recoiled. Forgive me. I'll turn myself in. Manipulation. Or genuine remorse. Doubt flickered, but resolve held. No. You'll pay differently. The trap sprung. I'd tipped the IRS anonymously days prior, her fraud files attached. But the twist? I'd framed it as her self-report, a conscience move. Poetic justice. She'd confess without choice, losing everything but avoiding jail if cooperative. As sirens wailed distant, police en route, alerted by me, panic seized her. What have you done? She whispered. In that moment, obsession shattered into guilt. Her crumpled form, so like our mother's in illness, humanized her. Moral grayness hit. My revenge, justified yet vengeful. Fear surged. What if this destroyed us both? But the door burst open, Harlan badge flashing. Sophia Ramirez. You're under arrest for attempted murder and fraud. Chaos ensued, her screams, Marco's arrival, handcuffs clicking cold. As they led her away, our eyes met. Resentment in hers, cold resolve in mine. But the payoff twist came via Harlan's aside. Her prints? Partial match only. We bluffed to flush her out. Your recorder sealed it. Shock rippled, police had used me. My revenge was their tool. Consequences unintended. She'd rot in prison, but I'd orchestrated it, morally complicit. Months later, alone in the house, echoes of betrayal lingered. Heartbreak healed scarred. Obsession faded to quiet reflection. Revenge's taste. Bittersweet with unexpected weight. I'd won, but at what cost? The rain still fell, a reminder. Blood ties sever, but scars endure.